Hold on. I got the wrong name up there. Hold on. All right. So that's the right one now. Okay. Yeah. Boxing is on the decline. Hey, what's up, UGC Flame? Man, if I wish I knew how to invite guests up here. It's my first time. Well, it's my second time. I'm using something called Restream. This is not like the other stuff we used to do back in the day. But yeah, man. I was on this live stream a few days ago. The YouTuber's name is Bud Beats Easy Route Spent. Easy. Okay. Um I was trying to explain, you know, the difference, okay, between um Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. All right. Now, I really couldn't do it because I was having like technical difficulties with my you know, equipment and everything. And having it now seems like still have. Oh, hold on. All right, yeah. Now, all right, it's sounding better. Okay, it's sounding better now. All right. So what I was trying to explain, all right, is that the PBC, all right, is hanging on to how can I say, like a is hanging on to the past on how they operate with their fighters and what type of fighters they have. Okay. Now, the reason why PBC did Terrence Crawford the way they did, with like edging him out of the fight, and am I too close to this mic? Hold on. With edging him out of the fight, making it seems like it was all his fault and everything's that the fight didn't happen and whatnot. All right. The thing is, okay, is that Terrence Bud Crawford is a natural fighter. Okay. Terrence Bud Crawford has been fighting ever since he was like what, 5, 6 years old. Okay. Terrence Bud Crawford is more like the Floyd Mayweather of today. We still have some American fighters, that's been fighting since they was young. Okay. But the majority of the PBC fighters, like majority of them cats, started boxing when they was like 15. Some of them started when they were 18. You know, something like Anthony Yard. Okay, I think Anthony Yard. I think he started late in his career as well, right? And y'all seen what happened with him last night. Okay, when he took on the veteran. Okay, you might as well say, Arthur Bertervia is a veteran. I mean, he's like Terrence Bud Crawford. The man has been fighting since he was, I mean, young. All right, and Anthony Yard started late in his career. Like, you really believe someone like him, someone who started late, will actually defeat someone like, say, Arturbiev, Arthur Berturbiev? Hell's no. Now, a lot of people kept saying, talking about his muscle mass and everything. This is why he gets tired and whatnot, because of his muscle mass. They need to do something with that muscle mass and all that and whatnot. But that has nothing to do with it, for real. Okay. I mean, it's like I said, he started late. Listen, you had Evander Holyfield, who was built up just like Anthony Joshua and Anthony Yard, and you had another fighter named Michael Grant, who was built up just like Anthony Joshua and um, Anthony Yard. Okay. But the difference between the four, okay, is that although Michael Grant came into boxing late, he still was an athlete. Okay. He knows how to use his body, he knows how to use those muscles without getting, all tired and whatnot. All right. That's something that Anthony Joshua and Anthony Yard, they don't know how to do. They came into boxing late. Okay. So no, they're not like professional. Yeah, they're going to get tired and whatnot. All right. Evander Holyfield, he didn't get tired like AJ, and Evander Holyfield looked like a bodybuilder, just like Michael Grant. They both look like bodybuilders. Okay. But they didn't tire out. Hell, Michael Grant used to be a football player. Okay. The man was an athlete. Like I said, he knows how to use his body. Okay. Now, going back with what's going on with PBC and everything's now, PBC, all right, it's like boxing is just watered down. You can ask many people who used to watch boxing. They say, "Oh, I don't mess with it anymore." That sport is too watered down, and they're telling the truth. It is. Okay. Now, what I means by it's watered down is like, let's say we going back with Mike Tyson in the Don King days. Okay. Now, when Mike Tyson, before he was with Don King, when he was with Teddy Atlas and them and his team, Mike Tyson was, becoming a very skilled fighter. I mean, they was actually training Tyson. All right. However, when he got rid of those guys and he went with Don King, Don, started putting Mike Tyson up against a bunch of bums and whatnot. What he'll do is that he'll get fighters who was like ranked in the top 20 or top 30, and he'll have them bumped up where like in the higher rankings where Tyson could take these dudes on. I mean, them guys had no business being ranked that high, but that's how Don King done it. Okay. He had Tyson taking on nothing but bums, when he got him. Yeah, easy knockouts, first round knockouts and whatnot. So what it was like, it was just the image. All right. And throughout time, Tyson, he just became a brawler. He wasn't that well-trained boxer as he was when he was with, the first team. He, Teddy Atlas and them. Okay. And this is the same thing that's going on with the PBC. The majority of them fighters are C class and D class fighters. I'm talking about all his champions, including Jamel Charlo. He said Evander was one of the juice, no Vada for him. Could have been, no, could have been, but they was still doing drug testing back then. They wasn't doing the blood stuff until Floyd Mayweather. He had mentioned all that. Okay, Mayweather, he started that. But back to what I'm saying, right? You know, like if I say Jamel Charlo, is a C class fighter or a C minus, all right, people will say, well, how is he C minus when he's undisputed? Okay, let me put it to you like this. Just like what happened with Mike Tyson, how King Don King will get fighters that was ranked in the top 20s and top 30s and whatnot and bump them up, all right? And have them face Mike Tyson. Same thing is going on with Jamel Charlo. Most of them guys who had them titles and whatnot, guys he had fought, them guys had no business being ranked that high. Some of them had no business being champions either. I mean, Tony Harrison, he's a pretty good fighter, but he's chinny and he gasses out. Okay, so I'm gonna say he's like a C plus fighter, but he's better than Jamel Charlo. Okay, I understand Jamel Charlo beat him, but by knockout. But hey, the boy's chinny. However, if you look at the way Jamel Charlo fights, he telegraph all his punches. He leaves his jab out there too long. Matter of fact, mostly all his punches when he throws them, he leaves them out there too long. Okay, I mean, a boxer with a good eye will see this. Terrence Crawford, he sees this. This is why he was calling out Jamel Charlo. All right, 'cause like I said before, Terrence Crawford is a real fighter. He's been fighting since he was, like I said, 4 or 5 years old or 6 years old. He also wrestled. Okay. The Charlos, I don't know when they started. I mean, I know they didn't start boxing when they was about as young as Crawford or Floyd Mayweather. They started late in their career or later on down in life. Okay. I think it's around maybe 12 or 15, maybe later than that. Now, uh, Errol Spence, he started boxing when I believe he was 15. Okay. And once again, Terrence Bud Crawford and other fighters, other real fighters, they see the how can I say, like, the poor quality that Earl Spence, you know, uh shows when he fights. Okay. They see all the holes in his game. Errol Spence, he doesn't know how to set up a stoppage. Okay. All right. And what I mean by that, check this out. Just like the fight we had last night with Baturviev and Yard. Yeah, Yard was doing his thing in the earlier rounds. All right. He was outboxing Berturbiev. But if you study the fight, you see that Berturbiev, when he threw his punches, he was throwing them in the right places. Okay. He was setting up the stoppage. All right. On the very I say, like, over aggressive Yard in the early half. And I say about round four, round five or so, Yard was already gassing out. And the reason why is because the way, Bertuviev was breaking him down. By the time they got, I think it was what, the eighth round or whatnot, Bertuviev got him out of there. Okay. And just like the fight that happened last week with who was it? Liam Smith. All right. All right. Liam Smith. All right. He was setting up the knockout. Yeah, he was getting busted up and everything. Dude was working him, but Liam Smith knew what to do. All right. He set up the knockout. He got the knockout. Shocked a lot of people. Not me. So this is something that guys like Errol Spence, he does not know how to do. He doesn't know how to do. He does not know how to set up a knockout. He don't know how to stop people. He knows how to throw a whole lot of punches, yeah. But have you ever seen Errol Spence fight back? I mean, yeah, fight backwards and whatnot. Have you ever seen Errol Spence, like, really cut off the ring? You know, and like I said before, lots of people see this. Terrence Crawford sees this. All right. Al Heyman, he sees this. Al Heyman know that Errol Spence is not on the level of a, Bud Crawford. Now, I understands that hey, Q City, what's good, team? Haven't seen you in a while. Mm, Actual facts was good. Michael Buffett, he says, so does that mean AJ chose the wrong trainer and Derek James then? Well, no. What I'm saying is that, you know, these guys, like fighters like AJ and Yard, Spence, they have not been fighting, like, long as a Terrence Crawford, a Floyd Mayweather, a Arthur, Baturviev. Like I said, them type of dudes has been fighting since they were, like, I mean, almost toddlers. All right. AJ and them came in the game real late. All right. It takes a while to train your body, all right, to get used to moving around in a sport like boxing. All right. Now, I was trying to compare AJ to Michael Grant, because AJ and Michael Grant, they basically the same fighter. I mean, both tall. Michael Grant, I think he's about, I don't know, he's 6'7", and he's built just like AJ. But Michael Grant never tired out. And the reason why, because Michael Grant used to be a football player. He left one sport to come into the sport of boxing. Now I understands that, you know, Michael Grant also started boxing late, and he paid the price, for it and everything. He got beat by Lennox Lewis. There was other fights he should have lost against like guys like Andrew Galata, but hey, looks like he gave that fight away. Andrew Galata, that was. All right. But yeah, when you come into this sport late like that, all right, no, I mean, your body still isn't used to going these rounds and taking the punishment and everything. Okay, I could see if Anthony Joshua came from another sport, but he didn't. He's not athletic. Okay, likes a Michael Grant or Evander Holyfield. Or same thing with Anthony Yard, because people kept talking about the muscle mass is what's slowing him down, but no, that's not it. Okay, you have boxers who has muscle mass and didn't tire out as bad as Anthony Yard and Anthony Joshua. Okay, I just named the two. But for Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo, okay, and matter of fact, mostly all the PBC fighters, all right, all them guys, they're all about image. Okay, they just they get inside the ring, they fighting guys that was like bumped up from the top 20, who was ranked in the top 20s and top 30s. They ranked them guys up to to face them, for their titles and whatnot, and they, go right through them. Yeah, they look good beating up on D level fighters, or having another C level fighter face another C level fighter. Yeah, it looks real good. Okay. But when you take on someone who really does know about boxing, who knows all the tricks, okay, just like with Terrence Crawford when he fought Porter. When Porter had Crawford in the corner and he came towards Crawford, Crawford spent Porter around. All right. He spent him around. You heard the commentator say, "Hey, that's a Cuban move," and this, that, and the third. But really, you know, it's just a pretty good trick to get out of the corner. I mean, Arthur or Turbiev, he done the same thing with Anthony Yard. Okay, it's not, it's something that a lot of Cubans use. Okay, in the Olympics and stuff. But no, that's a pure boxing move. That most boxers don't use that much. All right, but pure boxers likes a um Turbiev and a Crawford, yeah, they'll use that move. That's something that also Charlos, and neither one of them use that move. Um, Spence, take a look at Deontay Wilder, for crying out loud. All right. I mean, here in America, the heavyweights are what we really do likes. A lot of Americans who love boxing, they don't really like watching the smaller guys. Okay. I mean, the big men is what we all like, the most. All right. And if you look at PBC's heavyweight champion or former champion, Deontay Wilder, come on, man. He was way worse than George Foreman. I mean, he drags his feet. All he had was that right hand. See, this is what it's all about. It's all about image. It's not about skill. None of the PBC fighters really has skill. Okay? It's all about image. And to prove my point, right? Now, this got something to do with the music industry. Now, I remember it's like back in the year 1990, all right? The music industry is where Al Heyman came from anyway, all right? Now, back in 1990, I don't know if most of y'all was born yet, or y'all was way too young to remembers um, how we had what, Milli Vanilli. We had another group, CNC Music Factory. We had plenty of groups, that just came out from 1990 to 92. And it, you know, when we heard the music on the radio, then we seen the videos and whatnot. Like one song was called "I'm Going to Make You Sweat." That was by CNC Music Factory, and you had this woman screaming, "Everybody get down!" But in the video, who you seen was this nice, slim, black chick. Man, she was gorgeous. But guess what? She wasn't the one who was actually singing that part. She was lip singing. All right. Now the real woman who sung the part was some heavyset girl who was a part of a group called the Weather Girls, right? And then you had, Millie Vanilli. They just had the look, but they didn't have the talent. The songs they were singing, they were lip singing too. And you had other groups that was doing that. People who did not have talent, but they just had the image. All right. But see, Milli Vanilli, they got called out when the real singers wasn't getting no credit. They wasn't getting money for it. So they just, put them on blast. All right. So this is the same thing in boxing. All right. None of these cats really has talent and whatnot. Not many of them, especially with the PBC. These guys are all just C-level fighters and whatnot, who was, I guess better than the other, I say like top 20 or top 30. I say like Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, I mean, Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder. Shoot, Deontay Wilder, he belongs like really in the top 40. Okay. Like I said, all he has that damn going right hand. He doesn't have good head movement or anything or no rhythm whatsoever. But for Danny Garcia, Thurman, Porter, um, Errol Spence, all right, those guys, the Charlos, those guys belong in like the top 20 to the top 15. All right, they have no rhythm. And that's what boxing is also about. It's about having rhythm and perfect timing. These guys don't have that. And once again, a person with a good eye, a boxer's eye, they see that, you know? So, yeah, you got Terrence Crawford calling out Errol Spence and also calling out Jamel Charlo. He's doing that for a reason. These dudes have no talent, they have no rhythm. Jamel Charlo never faced anyone who can really box. Well, his fight with Castellano, all right, I say he matched Charlo. I believe the first fight Charlo won, but they made it a draw. See what I mean? And in the rematch, who knows? Castellano, I guess he came to lay down. Just like with Ugas and Spence. Okay. I mean, Ugas just stopped throwing punches and just looked at Spence all night and whatnot. Some bull crap is going out there. I wish I can knew how to add something, to invite people in. But like I said, I gotta still learn this Restream thing, you know, because I want to also hear what y'all have to say about this. And this is the reason why boxing is on the decline in America, because the sport is watered down. Okay, it's all about image. It's not about talent anymore. I find that a damn shame. Now I can remember when I was watching like HBO boxing back in the late 90s and like early 2000s, and you can hear the commentators kept saying that the sport is declining. And I'm like, where? I don't see it declining. But when you look at it now, where is it at now? Now I believe them. Okay. Now, I also want to say something about Tank Davis. Tank, yeah, he's a real fighter. Okay. But his handlers was the way they was handling Tank Davis, like he had no experience in boxing whatsoever. Okay, Tank, he's been boxing since he was a kid. He's like Terrence Bud Crawford and Mayweather himself. But they wanted to give him the easy route. They was doing what uh what Mayweather and that dude with the big nose, what they was doing with my man here, Javante Davis, it's the same thing Don King did with Mike Tyson. Just feed him nothing but bums. Okay. Tank is way too talented for that. All right. We seen him in his last fight. Tank was doing stuff we ain't never seen before, rolling with punches and everything. All right. Now, the Lomachenko fight, I don't know about that. I mean, they say he ducked. He act like he didn't want that fight. I don't know why. But I gave Tank a chance to win that fight. It would have been something different for him, but I gave Tank a puncher's chance. I believe he would have caught Vasil Lomachenko with some stuff. But after all, yeah, Tank Davis, he's another real good fighter. You know, so like basically, like I said before, it's all about image. You know what I mean? And all these fans and everything who's just um blowing up Spence and everything and calling out Crawford, they also know that Spence can't give Crawford no work. They know this. This is why they're saying, this is why they rather see Terrence Crawford versus, all the hard fights like Jerron Ennis, or they wanted him to take on Sean Porter. Why? Why did y'all want to take on Sean Porter? Or why? Because the way Spence has struggled with them. But hey, when you watch the fight, you know, you seen that Terrence Crawford knew what to do with Sean Porter. He knew how to stop Sean Porter, something Spence didn't know how to do. Okay. Like I said, I think he's been fighting since he was 15. He doesn't know all the tricks in the book yet. He does not have any rhythm in the sport. All right. Now, they're talking about Crawford versus Rocha next and everything's yeah, the fight looks, pretty dangerous for Crawford, especially the way Rocha dismantled his opponent, you know, last night. But one thing you need to understand, if you look at his opponent, man, come on. Look at that dude's footwork, look at his stance and whatnot. Nah, he's not the same caliber as a Terrence Boyd Crawford. What happened to his opponent last night is not going to happen to Crawford, okay? Yeah, and Rocha, I like the way he sounded all brave and called out Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah, I want Crawford next. I like that. I remember when Fernando Vargas done that with Felix Trinidad, after he had fought Ike Corte. My man was like, yo, I want Felix Trinidad next. And he got him. And Trinidad whipped the crap out of that boy. Changed old Fernando Vargas. He was never the same after that. And so yeah, Crawford versus Rocha next. Hey, I'll take it. I mean, I'm behind Crawford 100%. I already know it's not going to be the same as it was last night with Rocha and his opponent. You have to know boxing. You have to know what you're looking at here. Like I said, boxing is it's a martial art. Okay, it's a martial art, and with martial arts, you have to have rhythm, right? And this is something that, like I said before, a lot of these PBC fighters from Jamal, um, who know, all of them, Spence, Danny Garcia. I mean, can't y'all see that when these dudes fights? Like, there's something missing from these guys. They have no rhythm. All right, they're not where they supposed to be in the sport. They was just bumped up, like by Al Heyman, and what they expect, okay, what Al Heyman expect is for the commentators to say the good things about them to get these people hyped up, and for the people who's watching it at home to, believe what the commentators are saying as they're watching the fight. Oh yeah, Danny Garcia, he got that nice right hand. Oh yeah, Errol Spence, yeah, he's one of the most hard hitting guys out there. But if he's so hard hitting, why couldn't he stop, you know, um, Porter? Or I understand he had stopped Ugas, but that was a bullcrap fight. You know, I mean, Crawford has been knocking dudes out since he has been at 147. Okay. And Spence has been at 147. Can't say all his career. Okay. Because he was at 154. Things wasn't going well for him there. So they figured bringing him back down, okay, bringing him down to 147, he'll be the bigger man. That's why they call him the weight bully. All right. But yeah, he was doing better at 147 than when he was at 154. But Keith Thurman, he was also at 154 as well. Hell, Sean Porter, he played football, so he has some athleticism. I say Sean Porter is better, a little better than Spence. But word is Sean Porter, he was at 168 pounds, super middleweight. I'm like, well, damn, he was one. He had to be one of the shortest super middleweights I ever seen. before they brought him down to 147. See, man, it's a lot of tricks behind it, yo. A lot of bull crap, with the PBC. But hey, this is America. This is how they're running it. A watered down sport, hoping that people will believe what they hear when they're sitting back watching the fights. Like I said a while ago, we was taught to believe. I guess it was starting. No, I guess I know we was taught to believe when going to school 5 days a week. Okay, we were taught to believe the things they told us in school. Then on Sunday, we was taught to believe about a God, a Jesus, some white guy who died on the cross for all our sins. His name was Jesus and all that. We was taught to believe that. And that's how society has us. So yeah, it'll be easy for, PBC Al Heyman to get a bunch of C and D minus fighters and have people believe that they are the real deal. And have people also believe that it was Terrence Bud Crawford's fault that the fight didn't go through. All right. Everything went wrong. But I believe is what Crawford had to say. He said that Al Heyman said the fight won't happen until, 20, 2000, 2023. Okay. So Crawford said, all right, well, if he's going to do that, I'm going to take a stay busy fight. And he took the fight with, Avanesian. All right. And all these Fox YouTube supporters or reporters. The reason why I say that Fox News, because Fox News, they be fabricating stuff. Okay. See, Fox News tell people what they want to hear. They give them a lot of false hope. All right. And that's what I should name this live stream. YouTube Terrence Crawford versus YouTube Fox News reporters. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all these dudes is. They just giving people false hope, you know, lying about, stuff, making up stuff. Terrence Bud Crawford's gloves was tampered with and all that. Now, I could say, all right, I seen in the picture when they was like introducing the fighters, and when Terrence Bud Crawford raised his hand up after he was being introduced, they got a picture of it. Yeah, you can see his gloves was malfunctioning, but doesn't mean they was tampered with. Okay, even before the fight, his gloves was like ripping. I believe it was the material, or those could have been some old gloves. Who knows? Maybe Crawford is you know, who knows, kind of cheap, whatnot. You don't like spending money on new gear and everything. But yeah, they lied on him about that. Talking about he's going to face a suspension. He's going to have charges pressed against him. All that type of crap. Man, come on, stuff burned my ears. So yeah, they're just like Fox News. Give people, false false hope and whatnot. You know, hell, sometimes y'all know me. I'm a sarcastic dude. Sometimes I'll say some sarcastic things, like when Earl Spence got in that car accident on the night Bud had that fight. Now I was saying, well, the kid who stole his mom's car, all right, was supposed to go see the fight over his uncle's house, the Terrence Bud Crawford's fight, all right, over his uncle's, but he got in trouble in school, and his mom said, "No, you're not going to go see the fight this weekend." Wait, my man, he wasn't missing that fight. My man climbed out first. He went into his mom's room, got her keys, climbed out the window, jumped in her car, and took off. And of all people, he runs into Errol Spence trying to race to go see the Terrence Bud Crawford fight. Damn, just can't make this stuff up. Yeah, but that was just sarcasm. Plus that never happened. But the thing is, man, I'm still waiting to hear from the parents of that 14-year-old boy. I mean, he ran into a public figure, right? A athlete. Errol Spence. I'm still waiting to hear what his parents has to say and everything. So, I'm still waiting to see if what he has to say and everything about. I'm talking about the kid. Okay, I don't know. This whole thing is suspicious for real. It's suspicious to me. I had to do something there real quick. Hold on for a second. All right. But yeah, man, I just, thought I'll jump on and everything's and, share my thoughts and everything on how boxing is going here in the United States and everything's okay. And the truth on why certain fights won't happen. Now, I remembers that tweet that Spence had put out when he said that Father Time will catch up to you. Father Time is undefeated. I believe he was talking about the Anthony Yard and Peterviev fight. But as you can see, when you have experience, okay, like Peterviev, all right, you can still get the job done. All right, he may have been 38, going up against a 31-year-old who wasn't, ex, who didn't have much experience as Peterviev. Peterviev still got the job done. I could tell you that stuff scared the crap out of Errol Spence. My man was like, damn, 38-year-old still can knock out a 31-year-old. Oh no. My man was like, look, we're gonna have to age Crawford out a little longer. All right. He's only what, 35? Man, yeah, we're gonna have to wait a bit longer, past 38. That scared the living daylights out of my man's. You know, hold on for a second. Okay. Yo, hold on. Let me find out how to make where's my check? I want to know how to make I don't have that here yet. Damn, I want to know how to make people the wrench, give out wrenches on this live stream and everything. Like I said, this is my first time or my second time doing a live stream on here. So really don't know how to give out wrenches yet. Q City got one because when I used to do live streams years ago on the Google thing, what I mean, that was way more easier. He was on my he'll pop up on my live streams and whatnot. But yeah, man, I'm gonna make this live stream a little short because I gotta make a run, take care of some business. I am a businessman and everything. It's fun. It's fun owning your own business, working for yourself and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna make a run, and I may be back later on today. If not today, I'll come back and do another live stream later on tomorrow. I'd like to thank everyone for joining, and please hit that like button if you did not do it yet. Hit the like button on the way out. Thanks. One. CMD Box Reports. I'll catch you guys on the next one.